wait, no. I'm here today with Croni!
Hello. I'm Croni the Carnival Zombie. My favorite thing is armpit sweat, but we don't talk about that.
I feel like I'm missing lore.
No, you're not. There's no context.
So, today we're gonna interview Croni and I'm gonna ask a lot of invasive questions. Jokes aside, let me be like a fangirl for a second. But if you don't know Croni, because the introduction was cute but not very telling, Croni is a powerhouse of VTubing. Bro came into the scene, said, "Hold my beer, I'll show you how it's done." And after 8 months of streaming, bro had like partner badge and is like cool and everything, and does like cool VTuber stuff, like a real professional cool VTuber.
What?
Let's start the official interview. So, Croni,
I like this.
Praise. I mean, what made you become a VTuber or inspired you to start VTubing?
See, I always say when someone asks like, "What do you need to become a VTuber? What's the type of person who's gonna succeed?" And I'm like, okay, I don't think I'm succeeding yet. I have like very high standards for myself.
Oh,
I don't think I make it big yet. But I always say, if you want to be a VTuber, you need a desperate desire to be loved.
Me.
And that sounds like a joke, but I am so fucking serious.
It is true.
If you're not desperate for it, if you don't want to do anything to reach it, because this is truly a Hail Mary. It's a very oversaturated market with not that much audience, to be honest, compared to like mainstream flesh tuber stuff. If you're not desperate for it, and you don't truly love the medium, you're not gonna succeed in it.
Harsh, but it is true. Because I feel like a little bit of delusional aspiration has to be... Because like, listen, I started VTubing as a hobby because I was insecure as fuck, and I was like, yeah, let's see if I like it. I don't know if anybody will ever like love me, because again, this was after 2 years of being away from the internet after getting bullied. So I was like, okay, I don't like, listen, I got bullied in school, I got bullied online, and I mean, I now get bullied, but I get paid for it, so. But real talk, I was like, yeah, I don't know if I have what it takes. But yeah, but it was like, so much fun, and my community knocked it out of the park. I felt so loved, and I was like, I want to be greedy.
True.
I want more of that. I want more of this fun and joy I haven't experienced in years.
Literally.
And now I really, okay, listen. I don't think it will ever happen. I will never be like the I don't know, like Iron Mouse, for example. But what if? Next question.
You wanna go? Yeah, I was about to say next question.
How long did it take you to prepare for your streaming journey?
This is complicated because, like I said, I fell in love with VTubing 2020. I already knew about it, like you did with True like Kizuna Eye, but that's not when I fell in love with it. It was 2020. That moment seeing Inuyama Tamaki, that was the moment. And I always wanted to, and I watched VTubing from the sidelines, but I feel like that 4 years, 2020 to like 2024-ish, I was like constantly preparing myself to be a VTuber. It was in the back. I'm not saying I lived 4 years purely to prepare for VTubing. I worked in marketing because I really do enjoy it, but that ended up being very, very helpful to me being a VTuber. And I also I saved up money from it, but I always had content creation in the back of my mind. It was basically like a Green Goblin mask. Like I would be working happily and studying, and then I would see like a random VTuber post, and then like was it the Green Goblin mask is like whispering to me, "Be a VTuber, you
Honestly,
want to."
I feel like our journeys in that regard are a lot different, because you were like, I want this, I'm working towards it, and I was like, I would like to have this, but I don't know if I can. Wallowing in self-pity.
I always have the thought that like I'm never gonna amount to anything. I'll never be anyone, but there's also the delusional part of me, and I think I try to...
Two wolves inside of you.
I try to integrate that little delusional Croni voice.
Yeah, no, I feel you.
Yes. Yes, you can be the next Iron Mouse. Yes, you can have...
For me, it took VTubing to have that delusion back, because I was always like a real like delusional child, right? When I was like 10 years old or something, I was like, I'm gonna become a mangaka! And then I couldn't even draw at the time, and my drawings looked like shit. I was like, yeah, my drawings are the best thing ever! And I remember I was talking to one mangaka. I emailed them. I was like, hello, question. Can I become a mangaka with this? And they messaged me back being like, keep practicing, kid. It's a really tough industry though, so good luck. And I was like, damn, I suck. But basically, I was like really delusional. Then I got really depressed, and I was like, yeah, that. And then I started VTubing, and then VTubing made me happy, and now I'm back to being delusional.
Sometimes it's important to take things like one day at a time, and just I feel like and just feeling that emotion of feeling, yeah, you feel happy, your community is happy, maybe your viewers are low that day, but did you enjoy it? And it seems kind of like fake to just say, oh yeah, no, just focus on your on having fun, because I don't fully agree with that. If you want to grow, you can't just focus on having fun. You kind of have to do the not fun stuff too.
I remember in the beginning of my VTubing years, I always had the view count on, and every VTuber I talked to, I was like, oh yeah, I have the view count on, and then they were like, how can you do that? That f***ed up my mental health so much. And I was like, well, I'm built different. For me, it's having an opposite effect. And for a time, it actually did have an opposite effect. And then I got depressed again, and then I was like, bad the view numbers. I understand now.
I have like I guess counter advice to it, because every VTuber will tell you, turn it off. And I agree, you shouldn't like constantly check on it. That's a bad habit for me too, because I have very high expectations of myself. But you shouldn't not check on it. Please, if you're a new VTuber, if you're an aspiring VTuber, which I'm guessing that's why you're watching this stream, please check it periodically, because that's the first indicator that something is wrong.
Yeah, or like something is working.
Just in general, because if you usually have like a certain number of CCV and suddenly it's lower, that could be your audio. You might have janky audio. Go to your stream right now on like another device and check it. Or you could also, maybe there's something wrong with your bitrate. Maybe people are like getting kicked out of your streams. Check that, and it'll be great if someone tells you, if a chatter tells you. But a lot of the times they unfortunately won't.
Chat,
like, you're the one working right now. You should be the one to check if your product is good. So
basically, it took you not 4 years, but also kind of.
Yeah, the VTuber prep itself was like months. I could elaborate a bit more, but I feel like
how long did it take you for your debut?
It was such a fun process.
Because like, how long did it take you for your debut? Like commissioning the assets and then debuting, like that timeline maybe.
Again, because of my corporate past life, I feel like I was pretty organized. I knew how to organize my stuff. And it was tough to find like artists you can trust, and I've had trouble with like artists not meeting deadline, etc. Very big issue. But honestly, I think like throughout this whole process, PowerPoint and Docs was my best friend.
Your lifeline.
I had a very long detailed PowerPoint with references and Pinterest mood boards for my design mama, and then I have a 10-page Google Docs for my art mama.
Damn.
And then I had like Pinterest mood boards for overlay artists, and a very long description, very detailed. I know exactly what I want.
This is so good.
When I want it, how I want it.
Did you run into like issues where artists refuse to work with you?
Fun fact, right? Some people ask me that because I have a very complex model. So did you get rejected because of your complex model? This is a crazy fun fact. I get rejected more often for being a femboy than for having literally gore in my model. I literally have gore in my model.
Penis not allowed.
I never get rejected for that. But I've gotten rejected so many times for being a femboy.
You know what you have to do? You just have to be like, this is like a character that's very feminine. Just don't draw boobs. Thank you.
No, I said that. Okay? I said that to one artist. I was like, hey, you can basically just draw me as like a girl, but with flat boobs, right? They said no. It goes against my beliefs.
That is a wild thing to say. That is a wild thing to say.
Freaking hilarious.
That is a wild thing to say.
That is a wild thing to say. Like, I do not believe in femboys, and then I cease to exist. Clipper channels will intentionally skip you, even if you're freaking hilarious. And that's true. I never got featured in any Clipper channels, even for clips that went viral.
Oh, damn.
Probably because I'm a femboy. Kinda sucks, but there you have it. I think you would want to know what you want to create before you become a VTuber. Like, I'm not talking your concept. I mean, like, who are you? I know, for example, me. I know I have a high energy personality.
Oh yeah.
On stream. So everything in my stream should reflect that. There's a ton of redeems. There's a ton of interactivity, comments. I have a mascot with like basically AI built in that they can talk to and interact with. I feel like, you know, a lot of people think branding is like your VTuber concept, but in my opinion, that's like the fun part for you.
Yeah.
The
branding is everything
like you should
around
have
it.
fun with your concept, but that's not your branding. Your concept isn't just your like your VTuber model, what your design is. That's not your branding. Your branding is what are your streams, and everything should build to that. For example, if you want to make a cozy stream, you shouldn't follow my high energy way of doing it with a lot of redeems and stuff. You should probably invest in like shoes where you're able to adjust the model look.
Choose is like an app that helps you set the settings for like overlays and stuff. It can make a blur filter to make your model seem more soft and give you lightning and everything. So if you don't know, that is shoes. You can buy it on Patreon. Just type in shoes to Patreon, you'll probably find it. Just
They
to
just
interject
updated
with
it to include like a ton more stuff. It's actually freaking insane.
Yeah, like the effects
That's what I'm
you
saying.
put on. Because like, for example, if you don't know, I have like a computer aesthetic right now. And it looks like I am on your desktop if I'm on my normal chatting screen, right? So I have like the kind of immersion where a lot of people comment on it like, oh, that feels so nostalgic. Oh my god, the setup with the computer stuff is so cool. Because everything is on brand and in theme. For example, my alerts, if you saw them, they're little pop-ups you have to click away. Then my overlay is like a taskbar and stuff. You have like the filter that makes me look a little bit more retro. And even for my games, I kind of tried to play more retro games this year because I always wanted to, never got a chance to. Now I'm like, I'm redoing my childhood. So now I'm like playing horror games and retro games where the overlay also fits the aesthetic.
Yeah.
And
No, see what I mean? Because it's not that, oh, your concept is you're a retro VTuber, so everything is retro. But you're also like, you're playing retro games, and that's what appeals to that audience. So you create the nostalgic feel.
And also,
with your streams, that's what I meant. Because I think like a lot of VTubers think like their branding is it stops and ends at I'm a gremlin VTuber, but that's not it.
That is
of
so
most
cool.
of the agencies I audition for, you can't go there and like introduce yourself as a gremlin VTuber or just as a cozy chaotic VTuber. That's not your branding. That's not you. What content do you create? What's your audience? You have to know that. And how does your streams, your looks, like your overlays, your interactivity, how you interact with chat, how does everything inform that? We have something called brand synergy in marketing. How does everything correlate to the brand?
For example, what I did for my brand back then, I looked at how Bishojo did their debuts, and everything was really on brand. Everything was in lore, in universe, and I was like, I really like that. And that's why I tried to not recreate, because obviously I can't just like copy and, you know, but I was trying to get that brand synergy going, because now I have a word for it, I guess. And also something, because I studied graphic design, right? If you're a pink VTuber and your overlay is just as pink as you, that shit is not as good, you know? You need to have some sort of like contrast so your model sticks out, because you shouldn't be lost in the sauce, okay? If somebody looks at your stream, it needs to be visually appealing as well. Even if you don't have like a model, even if it's just a PNG, try to not blend into the background. We're not playing the what's his name? Find Nemo shit. No, wait, what is...
Waldo?
Yeah, thank you. We're not finding Waldo here. You have to stick out. So don't be afraid to zoom in on your face. Don't be afraid to like do expressions with your model. Don't be afraid to have like a different accent color for your overlays. Because that's like really important.
Not to shill shoes again, but shoes has an option actually where you can put like a white outline on your model.
Oh yeah.
And it's like so simple, but it helps so much.
Oh yeah. It can be so good.
A lot of mid-sized VTubers I found like the 100 viewers range, they use that to like stand out no matter what the game is. Even if it melts with their model, they'll still stand out, and it looks really good. You have like another question about like burnout and mitigating burnout and stuff. And I don't think I can have like a good tip for that, because my brain thrives when I'm overworked. I cannot function if I'm not horribly overworked. Actually, the reason I'm studying right now was like because I did just streaming for a time, And
Or
that
wants to
was
die
very,
before the
very
age
fun,
of
and I
30.
love it so much. But I feel like a useless sack of potatoes.
Bro, you want to
if
die
I'm not
before the age of
constantly
30, don't
overworking.
you? Like, you do not want to
No.
reach that age, huh?
You
do
joke, but like a lot of my family died pretty young, so I kind of expected that. Studying full time, working full time, I have my health issues.
Insane.
It's a lot of things, but at the
Insane.
same time, it's also like that's how I thrive, and that's not true for a lot of people. That's why also I don't recommend partner pushing for most people because it's a grind. So in my opinion, this is another tip. A lot of people ask, "What's a good stream time, Croni?" A good stream time is any stream time you can be consistent with.
Yeah.
There will
sounds
always
good.
be an audience. There will always be pros and cons for every stream time. But as long as you can be consistent with it, that's the number one most important thing. So my consistent stream time is like literally midnight for US. So I expected I won't have a lot of American audience. 80% of my audience is American. What the hell are you guys doing?
My CCB for the longest time was fluctuating between 40, 45, and like 60. Before my partner pushed, it was actually around 50. And I was like, yeah, if I push partner now, can I really do that? Because I need like 25 more people to come in average. So it should be more, right? I need to like make use of like my 8K followings and be like, hey, yo, guys, can you please watch me? Teehee. So the best thing I can advise you to do, be transparent with your community. Tell them, hey, community,
No, I literally have that listed in my notes.
Literally, hell yeah.
Wait, I think you mentioned this before, but like being honest, and I think this extends to that too, because I think, in my opinion, being honest is the most important thing for creating entertaining content.
Oh yeah.
Like, yeah, on one side, yes, if you want partner, tell community you want partner, but also if you are upset, say you're upset.
Yeah, set boundaries.
You have to be set boundaries. Like, and this isn't an oh my god, mental health is important, you guys. You shouldn't keep it bottled up. I mean, yes, it is, but that's not just that. It's that chatters, your audience are smart. They know when you're bullshitting.
That is
and we're all just lonely people on the internet looking for genuine human connections.
Yeah,
if you don't tell your community what you want, how you're feeling, how would they know?
There's this one thing I want to say. If you tell your community like, hey, like, I'm not in a good mental headspace, I'm not feeling good right now, and people will stop watching you because of it, it's people you don't want in your community anyways. At least that's how it is for me. If I have somebody who is like, I mean, it never happened, but if I were to be like sad on stream and then I would have somebody in my stream being like, oh, I don't want you being sad, I can't watch this, bye, then I would not want this person in my community because they don't really care. Obviously, they don't have to, they don't owe me anything, right? But like, you don't have to announce it either. So that's like really important to like set boundaries. Like, if you're not into that, if you don't want to like just, you know, if you just want to go and watch VTubers for like just escapism and stuff, that's fair. But like, don't make the VTuber themselves feel bad if you cannot handle streams like this or stuff like this. Like, if you're only gonna be here for the good times, that's fair too, that's fine too. You don't have to be there for the bad times. But like, you as a streamer should be honest with your community and not just like pretend to like always be happy if that's not the case. If you're having a rough time, worst case, go on that hiatus. It will be difficult. It will be very, very bad for your streaming numbers. I'm not gonna lie to you, but you don't want to like break apart. You want to find that joy again you have in streaming. And if you have to take a break, I think it's better to take a break than just force yourself until you burn out, crash, and just entirely, because that's not healthy. What were some concerns? No, we kind of talked about the concerns, like the femboy stuff, for example. Did you have like any other concerns?
I've noticed this about like the VTuber community. They seem to be very obsessed with like follower number.
Yeah, on Twitter,
and I think maybe
especially.
it's because I worked in marketing. I worked in the industry, so I know follower numbers are a scam. They do nothing. They don't really mean anything. I mean, you should celebrate it. It's an achievement. I'm not saying oh it's completely useless, but what I'm saying is that higher followings actually can sometimes result in lower engagements, and this is something every marketer knows, but it seems that every VTuber missed the memo.
Elaborate.
The way that a lot of algorithm works is that they will show your post, and this is like in general, not just on one website. Twitter, Instagram, a lot of social media platforms do this. What they do is they first show your post to your followers, and if you get your followers from other things, like for example, you were let's say, I don't know, an art account before you did VTubing, right? You post something about VTuber, and it's gonna show it to your followers, and most of them, even if you have like 20,000, if 19.999 thousand of them like only cares about art and they see you do VTubers trends and stuff, they wouldn't care.
Yeah,
and they'll skip it. They won't interact with it. And
Yeah,
what
that
the
is very
social
true.
media platform will do from this is they'll think, oh, people don't like this post. Now we're not gonna push it to anyone.
Oh yeah, yeah.
A lot of the times, big followers can actually result in bad engagement, especially in the algorithm.
Yeah, honestly, that is very
So
true.
yeah, I never really understood why VTubers are very, very obsessed with followers.
I
Like,
think-
oh, you're a big VTuber if you have 10k followers. That's not how it worked. When I was streaming to literally like 5 viewers when I first started, what I did was, yeah, it's a good mindset like you to have to think, yeah, just interact with the chat as much as you can and talk to yourself as much as you can. But if that's not working for you, what I thought is that, okay, so this stream might be a bust, like a lot of people might not be watching it, but this would be a really damn good video.
Oh,
This
yeah.
would be a really damn good shorts, and that's gonna grow my audience.
Yeah.
So think of it like that.
Recycle content.
You can, the stream itself might not get a lot of attention, but the clips might. So
like, you always have to like
the beauty
re-examine.
of being a streamer is that you have a lot of platform to expand your community, and that's the hard part too. But at the
Oh,
same
yeah.
time, just because this one stream itself isn't good, there's gonna be good things that come out of it.
That is very true, and also every stream can be a learning experience. And scuff,
Yeah,
just accept it. Scuff is inevitable at this
Yes.
point. But the way you deal with scuff is also important. If something is scuffed, don't just have a mental breakdown end stream and be like, ugh, ugh. Even if you feel like it, try to make it into content. Like my friend, as an example, her computer exploded almost, and she literally
What?
her mic like she, I don't know what she did. She was in a collab, and her mic up so much that she had like a robot voice, and it was like so scuffed. She actually had to leave the collab. However, she made it into a really funny clip of her computer exploding, and people loved it. So you can literally turn your scuff into something good if you know how to.
Exactly,
just as an
everything is
example.
content. A fun fact about the Twitch algorithm, the Twitch algorithm is kind of a mess, but one thing that's constant is it rewards an active chat, especially when you first start the stream.
Oh, that's good.
So to be honest, you have to encourage your community to be friends with each other and talk to each other.
Yeah, I think
you
so.
you kind of have to, because the more you guys chat, the more this stream is gonna be pushed in the algorithm.
You heard that,
the more it's
chat?
gonna be pushed to
Chat,
people.
right now.
Spam the chat
Can,
right now.
Can I get some?
Spam the
Yeah,
chat.
yeah,
Spam the
chat.
That's also why I have like a ton of redeems, because that counts as activity too.
Do you have any other misc advice you'd like to yap about?
Okay. There's a lot. I really feel like when it comes to like networking. Okay, so this is kind of a spoiler, but I'm actually currently working on a song cover with 2 holo VTubers.
That is so good. What the
2 holo like VTubers.
bro?
That's a spoiler. I cannot
You're
say more.
cracked.
I cannot say more. And I always get asked by people, how do you know all these big VTubers? And I feel like the pitfall is thinking of these human beings as big VTubers.
Yeah,
which kind
I
of gives
agree.
me the ick.
Yeah, no. I agree.
Maybe because I was a corporate zombie before. So I see any VTuber as my coworker first. Friendship, it cannot be forced. And the moment you think, like, for example, OMG, I want to be friends with Iron Mouse. She's gonna see the parasocialism from a mile away.
Yeah.
You don't know them, but what you do know is their work. So you approach them in a professional manner. How would you break the ice with a coworker, for example? Okay, now turn it to VTuber terms. I like what you posted here about voice acting. How did you do that?
Oh, that is smart because I cannot risk people up for real, dude. I'm just like, I admire from the distance. So the way I network, which again, do not take notes from me, take notes from Croni. I follow a VTuber. I interact with them on their Twitter and be like, oh, this outfit you posted is so pretty, or like, oh my god, fun stream today, or like if I go into the streams and be like, hey, funny stream, like interact with the streams, right? And then just hope that one day they'll notice me. And when it works, when they do become my mutuals, I'm like, yay!
Okay, one good tip. Okay, I do have one tiny good tip. Please have a consistent schedule. It helps so much. Not just for growth, but also it keeps you accountable, and it also lets you plan way ahead.
Please call me out if I'm a liar right now, but it's something I was told myself, so I cannot verify how true that is. However, if you do not stream for like maybe 2 or 3 weeks or a month or something like that, Twitch can turn off the notifications for your viewers to
Wait,
watch your
really?
streams. That
I
is
did
something
not know that one.
I do not quote me on that. I don't want to risk spreading misinformation. That's just something I was told by 2 different sources. You just reminded me of another piece of advice I want to give VTubers. Or just streamers in general. If you're a streamer, that also applies if you're not a VTuber. Something I haven't done for all my past streams and only started doing ever since my debut. Do not store your VODs as highlights on like Twitch. And I don't think you can do it anymore with the new update anyways. Set up a VTube VOD channel right this instant and put all your VODs out there. Because the thing is, it's just one click. It's literally just clicking export and then it just does the stuff for you. And then sometime later you go into YouTube, you set the VOD to public and then people can watch it. Because the viewing experience for VODs on YouTube is just better than on Twitch.
Randomly, but that's another tip I have for like aspiring VTubers. About like your money. I think a lot of people... Okay, hiring an editor is gonna be so much better than buying scaps or even overlays or stream assets. Your first priority is growing your audience. There are big VTubers out there with, maybe this is crude, but like shitty overlays. Probably not the best models. They make it big because they know what to prioritize.
Yeah,
the truth is, even though I hate to admit it, because I love furthering my content, no one will see your sick-ass overlay and your sick-ass models if no one's watching your streams.
Another thing
Please hire an editor if you can afford it. And another thing, editors can assess your content from like a third-person point of view. So if you edit your own clips, that's amazing. You save up so much money, but at the same time, you don't actually know.
Show it to your friends.
You're funny or if that's just funny to you.
Show it to your friends at least, I would say. If you edit your own clips, get another opinion. If you have a debut plan and everything, it's not just the debut you have to like think about. The debut week is the most important week of your streaming. After the debut, because you have to establish yourself with the debut. Like, first of all, the debut is an introduction. Do not have an 8-hour-long debut. People want to know who you are and what you're about. Keep it 1 hour, 1 hour 30, 2 hours if you have to. Do not overextend
for people to come.
Right, and it's also making the debut rewatchable. Because I personally hate it when people have a debut subathon and then it's just like 24-hour stream and I'm like, I want to watch the debut part. I don't want the gaming part because I want to listen to the debut thing. I want to get to know you. Then the second day of the debut, or like the debut week, whatever, the second stream, is to go more in-depth about everything you couldn't talk about during the debut because you had to keep it short. So you can do like behind the scenes, you can answer questions in a model, because let your community ask questions, engage with the community. Then the third stream should be either a game to show how you game streams are, like, you know, what people can expect from you. I mean, it doesn't have to be a game. If you like a cooking VTuber, make a cooking stream. So people expect what your main content will be. And then do a community night or community stream where you do something that engages the community. And what I did was basically, I did my debut stream. I did a behind the scenes / Mario stream. I did one horror game, which, because people love it when I play horror games because I fucking suck at it and they can expect the energy going forward. And the other stream was a community stream that basically, I was drawing byokis, I was drawing kanjasamas, I gave you like some artwork, you could interact, and we drew together on a magma. So you guys could draw with me, I could interact with you, and we created something together, and I gave you a feeling of, I love you, which I do, okay? And hopefully, you know, it strengthened the community. So the community, the debut week is very important because that's when you have the most eyes on you.
Another thing that's kind of relevant when I was planning my debut, and this is something that when I did it, not a lot of people did it. But after I did it, I found that I kind of popularized it in the indie VTuber scene, the smaller indie VTuber scene, which is leak your own design.
No, honestly.
Post that shit everywhere. When you first start, okay? Do not pay NDA. Do not tell your model parents to keep it a secret. Post your design everywhere. And a lot of VTubers who were approaching me about this, and they were talking like, why are you doing this? No one's gonna watch your debut now because everyone already knows your design. But the thing is, if they don't know my design, what are they coming for? They do not know me. I'm not a corporate. I don't have a past life. I cannot save it for the debut if no one's coming to my debut. Thing is, a lot of people see the big VTubers as like our inspiration, our messiah. Your inspiration should be mid-sized streamers. You are not
Mm-mm.
there yet.
Yeah.
You are not able to do what they do yet. You do not have their backing, their audience. You do not
Mm-mm.
have that yet.
I'm so split on the keep the design part a secret or not, because or like the model part, because on one hand I didn't keep my design a secret, but I kept my model a secret. So my design was public. People knew how I looked like, and I drew a bunch of artwork. I commissioned people, you know, so people knew what to expect, but they didn't know my model, which kind of I think is like a middle ground to do. Right. One question I wanted to ask you, for the partner push you did, what thoughts did you have? Like, what went into this? Did you just wake up one day and was like, hell yeah, that's what I'm gonna do? Or did you like have an inspiration somewhere? Or,
So I was
like,
gonna go back to uni, right?
mm-mm.
And then I realized I will not have as much time to dedicate to streaming. Especially because I'm taking engineering and it's a very taxing program. And I wanted to focus on that, especially on my first semester. So I thought, okay, let's make this fun. Let's put a time limit. There are two things. First of all, it's a necessity that I get partner before I start uni, because I will not have time after to do a partner push.
That is smart.
And second of all, a time limit makes it fun. People want me to reach that goal. Most of my audience, and most of your audience, most streamer audience are gamers. Gamifying is a term that's thrown around a lot in marketing, especially in modern marketing. But gamifying is so important when your audience is literally gamers. They want a challenge. They want a challenge. Well, I gave them, here's the time limit, here's the rules. Can we get it?
That is honestly really smart. I think I have one last question.
Yeah, good, because my iPad's running out of battery.
Okay. When you apply for Twitch partner, when you apply for Twitch partner, what would you recommend write in the application thing that?
Write an essay. First of all, Twitch favors a formal application. Write it in a formal manner. Write it seriously.
For first stream.
Seriously, don't just go, hi, I'm a super cute gremlin streamer, ooh, chaotic, blah, blah, blah. Go, dear Twitch, this is what I do. These are my achievements. These are the brands I'm partnered with. I'm not saying to be like completely formal, but it's better to get in the formal mindset rather than not. And then, another thing they did is that, why did the AI application got in? It's because before it's reviewed by a human, it's reviewed by an AI. This is true for everything. Oh god, for freaking everything. God. I'm so sorry. I hate to say it, but every company uses AI now, especially when it's something like job applications. It will go through an AI first, and they're looking for keywords. They're looking for how you present yourself, especially the keywords. Corpo loves formal essays, so does AI. Yep, Lucia basically summarized it very succinctly. Formal essays are favored by corpos, but also AI, and the first person, quote unquote, that's gonna review your application is unfortunately AI.
That is scary. But yeah, you said you're sleepy. I'll let you go. Croni, thank you so much again for having this collab with me. It was so much fun.
Yeah.
Everybody go check out Croni! Thank you, Croni. I love you, even though you're mean to me.
See ya. Rest well.
Thank you, you too. Bye-bye. Bye!
Bye!
Dude, I'm turning my shelf. No! I don't want to smell your ass! Why is it turning me? Bro.
Oh god.
Okay, I guess we both turn.
How the hell are you gonna turn this into a video? You.
I'm letting my editor figure out that one.